protect your assets, I mean, it depends whether whose name they're held in. If you guys are both living in the residence, you're going to most likely get credit for anything you pay towards the mortgage. Or one party leaves the residence, then it's a different situation because the party remaining in the residence is continuing to pay the mortgage. And as a result, they should be entitled to credit because that's what's equitable, that's what's fair. Any equity gained during that period of separation. My biggest recommendation would be, in order to protect the assets upon filing for divorce, is make sure you get an accurate valuation at the time of filing. Therefore, we can ascertain what is the date of valuation when it comes to dividing said assets. If you're heading towards divorce, I'd recommend the documents that you want to identify are bank accounts, retirement statements, brokerage statements, anything dealing with the assets in the marriage. You also want to make sure you identify the debts, the credit card debts. Pull and save those recent statements so we have a valuation to work off as we proceed in the matter. And then, because obviously you most likely will incur additional debt throughout the divorce proceedings, and you may be spending down those assets, and it all comes into play when we're valuing the marital estate. It's good to keep an open mind, but it's also very important to reflect on all the sacrifices that were made during the marriage. What was your role in the marriage? Were you the primary caregiver of the child? Did you abandon your career so you could raise the children? Those are very important factors when considering alimony, and you got to be able to tell us your story, the history of the relationship, and the roles that each party took on during the marriage. A prenup is very important. It needs to be signed prior to the marriage, and the parties need to both be individually represented by different counsel. They are important because they help preserve the status quo at the time of marriage and ensure that there is actually separate property that can be affected potentially by a subsequent divorce, provided that the premarital agreement is actually enforceable under Nebraska law. If you have any questions on how to protect your interests upon filing for divorce, please contact us at Husker Law, and we'll be glad to help you.